Hello, good evening. Welcome to Camnet Television Main News. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo. And our top stories in the news tonight. Marketeers lose more than 3.5 million kwacha in empowerment scheme. Government to announce a new investor in MOPANI copper mine. 2 police officers and 5 others get life in prison for aggravated robbery. In international news, Guatemala presidential election to go ahead on the August 25th with the runoff. In sports news, chess discipline enters prisons.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Rain Glow, your smart irrigation partner.
Hello again. Now the news in detail. The Lusaka Cooperative Union Society says over 3.5 million kwacha was collected from over 5,000 marketeers across Lusaka who were promised loans by the Zambia Excellence Entrepreneurship Hub ZECHARIAH. Speaking at a media briefing Friday, Lusaka Cooperative Union Society Secretary General Mangoni, however, says the organization did its due diligence before engaging the embattled Entrepreneurship Hub. Mr. Mangoni adds that the over 3.5 million kwacha collected is currently being held by ZECHARIAH law firm and is hopeful of a refund going forward. But ZECHARIAH law firm representative Kandala Muteto says the firm is not in possession of the money as it only collected on behalf of its clients ZECHARIAH. The Zambia Excellence Entrepreneurship Hub has come under fire for collecting money in form of insurance for varying amounts of promised loans for more than 5,000 marketeers in Lusaka. More in this report.
The Lusaka Cooperative Society Union has come out to defend its decision to engage the Zambia Excellence Entrepreneurship Hub, ZECHARIAH, which has allegedly swindled more than 5,000 marketeers in Lusaka belonging to 45 member cooperatives. In recent days, several marketeers in Lusaka have come out claiming to have been swindled, money paid to ZECHARIAH as insurance and processing fees in order to acquire loans from the organization. However, in a deal that has gone sour, the Union Society says it consulted widely before engaging ZECHARIAH and everyone was in agreement. Speaking during a press briefing Friday, Union Secretary General Mangoni said the organization is as disappointed as all the marketeers in Lusaka.
5,390, but ZECHARIAH can have a different figure because of receiving other members. When you talk of how much, it's difficult for us to know how much total because the money was ranging from 100 kwacha, who was supposed to get 5,000 kwacha, 10,000 kwacha, for 5,000 kwacha, up to 100,000 kwacha, up to 500,000 kwacha. The highest person who paid insurance paid 15,000 kwacha. The lowest paid 100 kwacha. 100 kwacha. So when you put together, we compute. That's when we can come up with the figure. But it cannot be less than 3 million kwacha.
And Union Society President Robson Insoni says the organization is hopeful for refund as it believes the money is with the ZECHARIAH law firm which collected the funds.
So now, for us, what came in my mind, what gave us the hope was the law firm. Because a lot of people, a lot of our members went to find out the existence of ZECHARIAH law firm. And it was discovered that the law firm has been existing for some time. And there was no way that we could be swindled.
And some affected marketeers have joined in the condemnation of the outcome in a deal which was supposed to save their businesses.
Coming to give us hope have come to disappoint us. I think next time institutions which are trying to assist the poor marketeers they should be very serious.
The organization that can come to our aid as marketeers to support us, to uplift our businesses, we will be very grateful. Apart from the government that has given us some loans way back, we are also appealing to certain institutions that can assist us.
However, when contacted for a comment, ZECHARIAH law firm representative Mondala Muteto said the firm only collected money on behalf of its client, ZECHARIAH.
For our client, called Zambian Excellence Entrepreneurship Hub. They engaged us to facilitate a loan transaction between themselves and some selected marketeers in Lusaka. Pertaining to this transaction, the law firm received monies from the marketeers, and the law firm duly transferred these monies to the client.
For now, these marketeers and those at home continue to wait in anxiety, with hope that their money will be recovered, which largely depend on intervention of authorities, as the ZECHARIAH Chief Executive Officer is said to be in custody. For Camnet TV News, I am Kaptura Afias in Lusaka.
Minister of Mines and Minerals Development Paul Kabuswe has disclosed that the government will in the next few days announce new investors who will take over MOPANI copper mine. Mr. Kabuswe also says government will also announce the way forward for Konkola Copper Mines, KCM. Addressing the media Friday, Mr. Kabuswe says 3 investors have been shortlisted for MOPANI, and the ministry is currently evaluating the bidding, which will be announced by 31st July 2023. The minister has also hinted that the negotiations between Vedanta Resources and government will soon be finalized. Here's a report.
Mining remains the country's major factor in driving the growth of the country's economy. Despite issues surrounding Zambia's giant mines, Konkola Copper Mine and MOPANI Copper Mines, Minister of Mines and Mineral Development Paul Kabuswe has disclosed that the ministry is developing a comprehensive strategy that addresses the challenges. Mr. Kabuswe says negotiations between Vedanta Resources and the government will be finalized within days to the benefit of stakeholders and citizens. The minister also says the 2 parties have currently managed to resolve 9 of the 10 issues that make the agenda of their negotiations. In his address to the media, the mines minister also hinted that the comprehensive mining strategy will guide the responsible and sustainable management of exploration and exploitation of sugilite minerals. All things being equal, Mr. Kabuswe says all stakeholders' agreement on the Kasenseli gold mine by the end of July 2023 will be concluded.
And other investors to enhance copper production from both the brownfields and the greenfield mines. To ramp up production of copper, it is urgent and important that the issues, like I said, that surrounds MOPANI and KCM, as stated above, are addressed expeditiously so that they start contributing to the 3 million tons vision. To benefit from anything that you have. And this is what we are doing around sugilite, around lithium, around different other...
At the same media address, mine unions present expressed delight at the current status of the mining sector.
That you have made, and we look forward that, yes, as we reset this industry, which is critical for our country, the union will have to work with the government of the day. The union has to work with the other stakeholders so that the 3 million tons is achieved for the good of the nation, for the good of the members, and also for creating jobs. We would want to have jobs. The licenses have been issued. Let's not go on.
We have seen the policies of government working on the Northwestern province, where there are a lot of expansion projects that are happening, and we want that to also translate and come back on the copper belt, KCM and MOPANI, so that they take their position. They take their position being the second largest employer next to government.
Getting closer to reduced. We were under pressure by our members. They wanted solutions. Which solutions we didn't have, because we were waiting for government to make this pronouncement, which pronouncement now is getting to to us in a few days' time. So, Honorable Minister, we are very grateful, and we are happy that the solution is within the days, and we want to assure our members that let them become, the solution is just closer.
With the projection to increase the country's mining production to over 3 million tons in 10 years, Mr. Kabuswe has also rubbished claims that illegal mining is at the center of various mines in the country.
So, Mundubile Kampiongo, you must know that you are the ones that left the mess. We are cleaning the mess that you left. And don't lie that there are hundreds of machines at KCM operating illegal mines. That's a lie. Don't lie to the people. You must accept that we left the mess. We are cleaning now.
Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Government has defended the move to table the National Prosecution Authority Amendment Bill No. 6 of 2023 that would see the new composition of the National Prosecutions Authority Board, including those from the private sector. Minister of Justice Mulambo Haimbe says the current composition of the board, as provided for under the National Prosecutions Authority Act No. 34 of 2010, mainly comprise employees in the civil service, with exception of 2 members appointed by the minister. Speaking at a press briefing Friday morning, Mr. Haimbe denied that government is moving the National Prosecution Authority Amendment Bill No. 6 of 2023 to overtake the powers of the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP. He argued that the existence of the board is not a new phenomenon, but the current bill only furthers the board's ability to provide an oversight role over the DPP in line with principles of corporate governance and best practice.
Because first of all, let's remember that it is already a provision of the law that the National Prosecutions Authority will have a board. So the premise that we must start from is, what is the role of a board? Already in the existing law, the role of the board is to give policy guidance, amongst other things. And this particular amendment is simply codifying that, simply putting that into written words, because in the law as it currently stands, pre-amendment, there is no specific laid out function of the board, which creates an unnecessary ambiguity and unnecessary lacuna. And we want to cure that by saying the board will do X, Y, and Z. That is the starting point. Already the law provides for that. Now, the question as to whether or not this derogates from the constitutional mandate of the DPP is clearly dealt with in the proposed amendment. First of all, this proposed amendment, it makes it clear that there will be no interference in any way by the board in relation to the core mandate of the DPP, which is that of being the chief prosecutor on behalf of government. All that the board will deal with, and it has been made absolutely clear in the Act, is on administrative policy matters.
Opposition Patriotic Front members of Parliament have alleged that the anticipated 2022 Auditor General's report that will be brought before the National Assembly will be baseless. Leader of Opposition in Parliament, Brian Mundubile, says the resignation of the Auditor General, Dickson Sichembe, is evident that the executive undermined his operations. During a media press address Friday, Dr. Mundubile says the resignation of the Auditor General is the beginning of the weakening of public institutions. Here's a report.
Barely a week after former Auditor General Dickson Sichembe resigned from his position, Opposition Patriotic Front members of Parliament have predicted that the Auditor General report for 2022 will be not fair. Speaking during a media address Friday, Leader of Opposition in Parliament, Brian Mundubile, alleges that the public institutions will weaken because Mr. Sichembe upheld integrity which did not go well with the UPND administration. Mr. Mundubile says the resignation of the former Auditor General Dickson Sichembe is evident that the executive undermined his duties. He worries that the country's governance system will be at risk because government institutions will lack independence in their operations.
So when President Akainde was talking about transparency and accountability and the rule of law, please begin to question him based on what I'm submitting this afternoon. President Akainde Ichilema will go to great length to avoid the laid down procedures and the laws that we've set for ourselves. What procedure was used in appointing private auditors to audit defense forces? and they attempted to force Dick to sign a backdated letter. Sichembe is a principled fellow. I've known him for a very long time. He refused. He could not sign in a backdated letter.
Other MPs alleged that the resignation of the former Auditor General, Dickson Sichembe, was a scheme to pave way for alleged malicious acts, which the incumbent did not support.
That Zambians must take an interest in the quality of democracy that we are enjoying or not enjoying under the leadership of the UPND government. As we stand today, or as we sit here today, the UPND has been in government for exactly 23 months. And next year, the clock 2 years. You will not dispute the fact that from the time they came into power, they have changed the complexion of every public institution to suit their whims.
Finally suffered what was to come, that is to be fired. Dick finally decided, was finally coerced, or they managed to help him to resign. Dick is gone, but Zambia needs to continue somehow. The problem we're going to have is that from now until the time UPND will come out of power, I want to prepare you, my fellow countrymen, that there will never be an audit report.
Meanwhile, Usakile Member of Parliament Pavuma Kalobo has weighed in on the proposed mining strategy by the Minister of Mines, Paul Kaboswe. Mr. Kalobo says the challenges in the mining sector will persist as the announced strategies are misplaced.
We attained 3 million metric tons in 10 years. Outright, when they came into office, that is what they stated. Now, when I look at the strategies that they lined up, there are 4 strategies here, which I will not take time even to read them. Because for me, relating this to the policy, I think there's a mismatch. The very important component which I was supposed to see here was the mineral production monitoring process. Because in the mining sector, these mining multinationals.
Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
A magistrate court in Kawe district of Central Province has fined 5-star pharmacies 200,000 kwacha for selling a prescription-only medicine without a prescription and failing to maintain records for the same, contrary to the laws of Zambia. Zambia Medicines Regulatory Authority ZAMRA Public Relations Officer Ludovic Mwape says ZAMRA Lusaka, in collaboration with the Drug Enforcement Commission DEC of Kabwe, conducted an operation which revealed that 5-star pharmacies located in Kabwe was selling Benylin with codeine, a prescription-only medicine without prescription, and failure to maintain records for the product. Delivering judgment at the Kabwe Magistrate Court, Judge Inambao Subulwa fined 5-star pharmacies in count 1, 200,000 kwacha, and in count 2, 100,000 kwacha, and that the fines are to run non-cumulative and in default of payment, a warrant of distress to follow.
I wish to confirm that a magistrate court in Kabwe district of Central Province has convicted and fined 5-star pharmacies 200,000 kwacha for selling a prescription-only medicine without a prescription and failing to maintain records for the same, contrary to sections 42 subsection 1 and 58 subsection 2 of the Medicines and Allied Substances Act number 3 of 2013. Facts of the matter are that between 29th January 2023 and 2nd March 2023, the Zambia Medicines Regulatory Authority, ZAMRA, working in collaboration with the Drug Enforcement Commission DEC of Kabwe, conducted an operation which revealed that 5-star pharmacies located at plot number 52-480 Independence Avenue, Kabwe, was selling Benylin with codeine, a prescription-only medicine without a prescription and failure to maintain records for the product. Delivering judgment at the Kabwe Magistrate Court on 12th July 2023, Honorable Inambao Sibulu fined 5-star pharmacies in count 1, 200,000 kwacha, and in count 2, 100,000 kwacha, the fines are to run non-cumulative, and in default of payment, a warrant of distress is to be issued. In our quest to protect public health, ZAMRA shall continue to enforce provisions of the law, including the supply of medicines and allied substances based on category of distribution to ensure rational use of medicines and allied substances.
The Lusaka High Court has sentenced 7 men, including 2 police officers, to life imprisonment after finding them guilty of aggravated robbery charges involving over 1 million kwacha. Judge Irene Mbewe has, however, acquitted Deferred Sichone, Samuel Tembo and Gerard Sinkaba due to lack of evidence against them. This was in a case where 2 police officers, Francis Kayando and Newton Hamukamba, Derek Chansa, a driver, Soft Bubala, a businessman, James Mutenga, an electrician, and Frank Mukua, a farmer, were accused of stealing over 1 million kwacha cash from Jennifer Perry whilst armed with an AK-47 rifle. More in this report.
9 men of Lusaka, among them 2 police officers, will have to spend their remaining years on oath behind a correctional facility after the Lusaka High Court Friday morning found them guilty on aggravated robbery charges involving over 1 million kwacha and sentenced them to life imprisonment. After hearing trial for over 1 year, Judge Irene Mbewe came to a conclusion this morning when she rendered a judgment that the 9 among them, Francis Kayondo, a police officer, Newton Hamukamba, a police officer, Derek Chansa, a driver, 62-year-old Soft Bubala, a businessman, James Mutenga, an electrician, 52-year-old Frank Mukua, a farmer, guilty of the offense as there was sufficient evidence from the state against them. Meanwhile, Judge Mbewe has acquitted Deferred Sichone, Simon Tembo and Gerard Sikampa. The accused in this matter were 12 in total. However, the 3 have been set at liberty due to lack of evidence against them. Early 2022, the convict Francis Kayondo, a police officer at Matero Police Station, 33-year-old Newton Hamukamba, a state police officer, Lusaka Division Homicide, 27-year-old Derek Chansa, a driver, 62-year-old Soft Bubala, a businessman, 48-year-old James Mutenga, an electrician from Chingola, 52-year-old Frank Mukukua, appeared before Judge Mbewe for their trial. The state had slapped the convict with 5 counts of aggravated robbery, among those charges that they stole over 1 million kwacha cash from Jennifer Perry on the 12th of November 2021, whilst armed with an AK-47. Other charges indicated that the convict in the same year, while armed with AK-47, stole a 1-pallet gun worth 1,000 kwacha, a safe worth $5,000, and $1,720 cash, the property of Tractor Zam Limited. In another count, on the 8th of November 2021, whilst armed with unknown firearms, they stole 40,000 kwacha, $300 cash, a shotgun valued at 15,000 kwacha, and 2 Samsung A10 cell phones, among other goods. After the court passed its judgment this morning, it ordered that the vehicle the convict used to commit the crimes be forfeited to the state. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Lusaka Chief Resident Magistrate Davis Chiweli has ordered Mkaika Area Member of Parliament Peter Perry to pay 100,000 kwacha cash for failing to ensure that Lumezi Independent Member of Parliament Munia Zulu appears before court. The lawmaker was ordered this morning to pay the said bond amount by Monday next week after the court established that he failed to fulfill his surety obligation. Last week, Friday, Magistrate Chiweli ordered another surety for Mr. Zulu to pay the said amount, failure to which bailiffs will pounce on him. This is in a matter in which Mr. Zulu is accused of libel for allegedly issuing defamatory remarks against Finance Minister Stumbeko Msokotwane, his infrastructure counterpart Charles Milopi, and Road Development Agency RDA Board Chairperson Mauchande Kuntawala. More in this report.
Another 100,000 kwacha has been forfeited to the state. One of Mr. Munia Zulu's surety has been ordered to pay the bond amount following his failure to facilitate the appearance of the lawmaker. Lusaka Chief Resident Magistrate Davis Chiwili has ordered Mukainka Area Member of Parliament Peter Piri to pay 100,000 kwacha cash for failing to ensure that Lumezi Independent Member of Parliament Munia Zulu appears before court each time he is required to do so. The lawmaker was ordered this morning, Friday the 14th of July 2023, to pay the said bond amount by Monday next week, after the court established that he failed to fulfill his surety obligation. When questioned this morning why he failed to fulfill his obligation as a surety, Mr. Piri explained to the court that on the 7th of June 2023, he was informed by Mr. Munia Zulu that there was a mixed-up of date as he was given a wrong one, while on the 8th of June 2023, the accused was reported sick and sought permission before court. And when questioned again why on the 27th of June 2023 he failed to ensure that the accused appears before court, the lawmaker indicated to the court that he was unwell and out to his constituency. He later produced a medical report which indicated that he tested positive for COVID-19 on the 29th of June 2023. The court was, however, not satisfied with his explanation that he was unwell, hence the reason why he failed to ensure that the accused makes his appearance. Last week Friday, the court revoked the police bond of Mr. Munia Zulu after he absconded court session more than twice. He was found guilty of contempt of court and fined 200 kwacha, while one of his surety was ordered to pay 100,000 kwacha, failure to which bailiffs will pounce on him. On Friday, when the court questioned the other surety and revoked the police bond of Mr. Munia Zulu, Mr. Piri was not before court to explain his side of the story as a surety, prompting the court to adjourn the matter to today to hear his explanation. This is in a matter in which Mr. Zulu is accused with 3 counts of libel for allegedly issuing derogatory remarks against Finance Minister Dr. Stumbeko Mosokotwane and his infrastructure counterpart Charles Milupi and the Road Development Board chairperson. Allegations before court are that Mr. Munia Zulu accused the trio of receiving bribes. The matter has been adjourned to the 26th of July 2023 for commencement of trial. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
The subordinate court in Lusaka has adjourned till Monday next week as date to render its ruling in a matter in which former Deputy Inspector General of Police Charity Katanga is accused of corruptly acquiring property. When the matter came up for ruling on case or no case to answer, Lusaka Magistrate Davis Chiwili said the ruling was not ready because he received submissions from the parties late. Ms. Katanga, who served as the Deputy Inspector General of Police during the Patriotic Front administration, is accused of corruptly acquiring property, a charge which she has denied. The accused is facing 1 count of possession of property reasonably suspected to be proceeds of crime valued at over $2 million United States dollars and 1.5 million kwacha, contrary to the laws of Zambia. It is alleged that the accused between 1st January 2017 and 6th June 2022 bought 10 Higer buses valued at over 26 million kwacha, property believed to have been corruptly gained. Government has called on youths to endeavor to acquire entrepreneurship skills as opposed to focusing on white-collar office jobs. Ministry of Information and Media Director spokesperson Tabo Kabwana says government has provided free education and an opportunity for youths to understand that one does not come out of school to go and look for jobs, but to create jobs. Officiating at the Careers Day at Chainda Secondary School in Chongwe District, Mr. Kawana called on young people to acquire skills even before going for tertiary education.
But what is important, especially for you who are growing now in this environment where we have provided, number 1, free education. But what we have provided also, secondly, is that we have given you an opportunity to understand that you don't come out of school to go and look for jobs, but we want you to be the generation that comes out of school to go and create the jobs. Osati uchoka pa school ungoganiza labda ile nikalemba application nikaandika pesa nchipu. Ufandika uchoka pa school uganiza kuti nizachuta bwanji wabenza panga kuti naine nikalina nchito yanga ningereseko na wanzanga nchipu. Among the things you can do is before you even go to tertiary education, to college, to university and so on, at least every one of you must get a skill.
My name is Hancombs Mercy, and I'm a pupil at China Primary School. And I want to be a doctor because I want to be saving others' lives, because I'm seeing many people suffering from many diseases. So I want to be protecting them, to provide their cure for their diseases, and to give them what they cure for the diseases.
You're watching Camnet Television Main News. We'll take a break. Join us for more news after the break.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962-642-490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Deborah, have you connected to the Wi-Fi on the bus? It's fast, it's amazing. I've just downloaded my books and I'm about to complete the series. It's nice, chew me.
No, I'm actually watching a reality show. He's about to propose. Oh, so sweet.
Make your trip seem short yet comfortable and safe when you use the UBZ luxurious fully air-conditioned coaches that come fitted with amazing onboard entertainment, passenger information services, coffee-making facilities and fridge for your hot and cold beverages, free and interrupted Wi-Fi for your gadgets, phone charging facilities, comfortable seats that recline to offer extra resting posture, safety seat belts, adjustable reading lights for each traveling client, and of course, clean flushing toilets for your convenience. So travel in luxury and safety with UBZ luxurious coaches. UBZ will always take you there.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Renglow, your smart irrigation partner.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. Camnet TV is on channel 274 on DSTV, channel 25 on GoTV, and find us on channel 106 on Topstar. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome back. We'll continue with Camnet Television Main News. Minister of Finance and National Planning, Dr. Stumekom Sokotwane, says now that the country has come towards stabilizing its finances, a lot more effort will be made towards creating transactions that will grow the economy through more investments. Addressing the media in Lusaka Friday, Dr. Msokotwane says the approval of the disbursement of the 189 million United States dollars by the International Monetary Fund, IMF, part of the extended credit facility, is a step towards stabilizing finances in the country. Meanwhile, Bank of Zambia Governor Dr. Deni Kalialia says the IMF board is pleased with how Zambia has performed in its fiscal space and is optimistic that going forward the country will not face challenges in receiving the remaining resources released.
As you can all tell, we've made a lot of good progress. The debt restructuring with the official creditors, that is well under control, as we reported a few weeks ago. There is also progress being made on the discussion with the private creditors. So we are making progress step by step. And now we are going to be spending a lot of time. We'll be spending a lot of time to do things in the economy that helps the economy to do what? To get bigger. A bigger economy, colleagues, means that even in villages like Chongwe, there should be industries. A big economy means that everywhere you go, people are busy, new factories are being constructed, new farms are being established, new hotels are being established, new companies in ITC are being established.
It is assessed that significant progress has been made towards the debt restructuring, then the review will be concluded. And this is what happened. The elements of the MOU were outlined in the statement the minister issued last time. And following this, the actual hammering out of the MOU is underway, where now it is expected that by the time of the second review, which is in December, we should by that time have concluded the MOU.
Minister of Education Douglas Siakalima has challenged Africans to endeavor to create solutions that answer to the challenges the continent is facing. Speaking during the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the University of Zambia and the University of Dar es Salaam for offering Kiswahili courses, Mr. Siakalima says there is no need to engage stakeholders who are not Africans to solve African challenges. And UNZA Vice Chancellor Annie Sikwebele says the introduction of the Kiswahili course at the university is key to preserving and promoting culture. Here's a report.
In efforts to preserve and promote culture, which includes language in the African continent through education, the University of Zambia Vice Chancellor Professor Annie Sikwebele says the introduction of Kiswahili as a course at the institution marks a significant way to share the two countries' cultures. The Vice Chancellor is optimistic that the Kiswahili program will be a game changer in fostering social and economic growth between the two nations.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is gratifying that the Memorandum of Understanding being signed today will go beyond the teaching of Kiswahili and promote cooperation other than in other areas. The University of Zambia looks forward to a mutually beneficial and productive process of collaboration with the University of Dar es Salaam in this MOU. The collaboration on Kiswahili is just the first of more to come.
The University of Dar es Salaam Deputy Vice Chancellor for Academics, Professor Bonaventure Runtunwa, is optimistic that the program will be endorsed by the locals in order to foster development through effective communication.
To disseminate and even commercialize Kiswahili. How do we do that? We have two strategies. One of them is Kiswahili at home, the second is Kiswahili abroad. Under the Kiswahili at home, we have decided as a university to encourage students from all over the world, in particular from Africa, to come and study.
And Tanzanian High Commissioner to Zambia says the introduction of the program shows the relationship the two nations enjoy.
National movement, patriotism, and the civility embedded in our spirit as a people and that of our country. On behalf of the government of the United Republic of Tanzania and the delegates from the University of Dar es Salaam, we appreciate your time and attendance at this event. Last but not least, we thank our host, the University of...
While recommending the gesture, Minister of Education Douglas Yakalima called for collaborative efforts that answer to the challenges the African continent is facing.
That is to find an African solution to an African problem. When we exchange like this, it's not brain drain. Direct mention. If there will be Tanzanian lecturers who come here, that's not brain drain, that's brain sharing. From brain drain, it's now becoming brain sharing. So we must do this at the back of our mind, is to see that how can we solve our solutions. Africa was a petition, Ethiopia and God, we have got boundaries. But what will unite us is to be able to speak for one another. To be able to say that what would be common for us to exchange.
Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Authorities in Central Province have described the Tanzania-Zambia Railways TAZARA as Zambia's flagship to long-standing warm relationship with China, which has provided direct benefits to people in the region. Central Province Minister Credo Nanjua says TAZARA has not only provided jobs for local people, but provides the most reliable route to the Indian Ocean, as well as logistical support for much of the farming community in the processing of their produce. Speaking during the commemoration to mark 47 years of TAZARA in Kapiri Friday, Mr. Nanjua says the province boasts of a huge Chinese investment presence in especially mining, agriculture, and agro-processing, as well as manufacturing. And Chinese ambassador to Zambia, Du Jianhui, says it is the duty of the current generation to transform TAZARA to a road towards development, prosperity, and green transformation.
In the 8th National Development Plan. While we already boast of having huge Chinese investment in our province, I wish to emphasize that we are looking for more investment, particularly in the agriculture and agro-processing, mining and mineral processing, as well as energy. We are also promoting partnerships between local investors and large-scale investors with the aim of creating market linkages and technological transfer.
Work with both countries to set up a China, Zambia, Tanzania working group as soon as possible. The first meeting of the working group should be held to promote reactivation of TAZARA and benefit the peoples of the three countries in near future. Ladies and gentlemen, the sweat and blood of martyrs and our founding fathers nurtured the TAZARA into a road to uhuru and a road to friendship. It is our generation's duty to transform the TAZARA into the road to development.
The Barossa Royal Establishment has urged government to work on the road between Limulunga and Lukulu, which has been in a bad state for a long time. Establishment representative Mukela Manyando says this will address the current problem where people are compelled to use the long route by going through Mongo and Katunda to get to Lukulu. This was revealed Thursday when UPND Secretary General Batuke Imenda paid a courtesy call on the Litunga at the Royal Limulunga village. And in his response, Mr. Imenda said the UPND is committed to the cross-pollination of ideas and shall not falter to deliver for the people of Zambia as per its manifesto.
For us in this region, we are proud because we are part of the process of ushering in our current government. We voted overwhelmingly for this party because we read the manifesto and understood that the party meant well for the people of this country, and especially for this region which has been marginalized for a very long time. Your manifesto is a very useful document. It is like a strategic plan document which gives us the direction where to go. So we welcome you, Linda, and your team to Western Province, and we hope as you visit around the constituencies, you will not only experience the deficit in development that we experience here in the help, and that you will find places in your manifesto where such deficit will be reduced. We still have a lot of development projects that need to be worked on. The road infrastructure, the network roads, connection between Mongo or here, the Monga and the Rukulu. The distance is not very far, very long, but we are meant to drive all the way to Katunda and then take more than 100 kilometers to make it here straight or short.
The people that are saying, what is the SG doing, going around about Coast Development Fund, my Lord, like I indicated in the first place, sitting in our manifesto are the projections that are showing what we are planning, what we planned before it came to government. So we are saying we are not going to sit and see that the government is at standstill because some people have chosen to sabotage our efforts. Our agenda as a party is to ensure that we promote economic diplomacy.
You're watching Camnet Television Main News. We'll take a break. Join us for international sports news after the break.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
Every Monday to Thursday afternoon, join us for the Lunchtime Cafe. We get to bring to you emerging stories making the headlines, media news, and we remind you of what political leaders and governance actors said back in the days. In Forgotten Stories, we emphasize to you the importance of eating healthy foods and leading healthy lifestyles on the Nutrition Corner. Get the latest updates in sports and critical interviews. Because we value your contribution to national matters, we accord you an opportunity to share your perspectives during the viewers' reactions. The Camnet TV Lunchtime Cafe is an all-inclusive buffet. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome back. Now in international news, Guatemala's Electoral Commission is insisting next month's presidential runoff will proceed as planned. A lower court had suspended Bernardo Arevalo's Semilla party following allegations of fraud. But that has now been overruled by the country's Supreme Electoral Court. Arevalo came second in the first round of voting last month. Here's a roundup of international news for more.
Sudan's capital experienced a communications blackout for several hours on Friday, residents said, as the army and paramilitary forces waged intense battles across Khartoum. Vital internet and mobile phone connections, which have been critical to sourcing information and supplies during nearly 3 months of war, went out of service as clashes raged in several parts of the city. The source of the malfunction was not immediately clear, and some mobile networks were restored by 11 a.m. local time, according to residents. Through the morning, columns of black smoke were seen rising near army headquarters in the center of Khartoum as well as in the city's south.
Demonstrations in the Guatemalan capital. The protests are against a move to suspend presidential candidate Bernardo Arévalo of the progressive Semilla Party, ahead of a contentious runoff election scheduled for August 20th. According to a prosecutor from Guatemala's Attorney General's office, the Semilla Party is under investigation for alleged corruption.
At the request of the Special Prosecutor's Office, the 7th Criminal Court ordered the suspension of the legal status of the political party Semilla Movement.
But then the country's Supreme Electoral Court stepped in, announcing there was no order made to officially suspend Arévalo. Instead, the Electoral Court certified the results of the June 25th general election, effectively overruling the order from the Attorney General.
The runoff election will take place on Sunday, August 20, 2023, with the participation of National Unity of Hope, with Sandra Julieta Torres Casanova as presidential candidate and Romeo Estuardo Guerra running for vice president, as well as the Semilla Movement, with Cesar Bernardo Arévalo as presidential candidate and Karin Larisa Carrera Aguilar running for vice president.
For his part, Bernardo Arévalo has called the allegations against his party baseless and politically motivated. Arévalo has proven to be a surprisingly popular candidate throughout the campaign. Standing on an anti-corruption platform, he believes he's being targeted by a corrupt government desperate to remain in power.
We are using all the legal tools of what is left of our democracy in Guatemala. There is a lot at stake.
On Thursday, tensions rose once more after police raided the offices of the Supreme Electoral Court, prompting concerns from international observers. And in yet another twist, Sandra Torres, presidential candidate from the UNE party, announced a temporary pause to her campaign in solidarity with her opponent, Bernardo Arévalo, adding that her campaign did not wish to take advantage of the confusion surrounding the elections. As uncertainty looms ahead of the August 20th runoff election, many worry over the threat of a brewing political crisis, which could put into question the future of Guatemalan democracy.
And now in our sports news tonight, the gift of chess and Chess Federation has resolved to introduce chess in prisons countrywide. Gift of Chess Ambassador Prosper Musemvu says there is need to utilize chess as a means of empowerment and social change among incarcerated individuals in the country. Speaking when the organization donated chess sets to Mwembeshi Remand Prison, Mr. Musemvu is optimistic that with such collective efforts, it will set benchmarks to incarcerated individuals to adopt a productive and intellectually stimulating activity for personal growth and transformation. And Chess Federation of Zambia President Leslie Chikose, who represented the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Sports and Arts, says chess has the capability to foster conflict resolution skills in correctional facilities.
We will keep on receiving the chess sets to be donated in various facilities, and the correctional facilities are amongst the facilities that will be given these chess equipment. We believe chess is a tool that can help us shape our future. It can help us in decision making. We can use chess to decide whoever we want to be. We can use chess to stay away from other activities. Chess will keep you busy. Chess is a tool for personal growth and development, and it is a gift for all of us.
Must take from the start that the Zambia Correctional Service, we are extremely humbled by the gesture that Chess Federation of Zambia has exhibited today through this donation of assorted chess items to the Zambia Correctional Service. This gesture clearly demonstrates the goodwill that the Chess Federation of Zambia has towards supplementing efforts of the Zambia Correctional Service in providing for inmates. It also demonstrates that indeed the Federation is a true friend of the Zambia Correctional Service.
It is a game that transcends boundaries and ignites
the flame of possibility within the human mind. It is gratifying that we are embarking on a journey to harness its extraordinary potential in our correctional facilities. We are all aware of the challenges faced by those within the criminal justice system. Many individuals find themselves caught in cycles of reoffending and relapse due to limited opportunities for personal growth and transformation. However, we believe that every person, regardless of their past, deserves a chance, a second and third chance today.
And still in sports news, Betika has handed over 4 motorbikes to winners of the Betika and a community promotion. The promotion is part of the firm's way of giving back to the community it operates from. Betika Country Operations Manager Karisto Kanyembo, who handed over the bikes to the winners in Lusaka Friday morning, says the Betika and a community promotion is one of the many promotions that the firm has on its platform. And one of the winners, Musonda Njelesani, is happy that the motorcycle will aid him with mobility.
Yeah, last year, that's when we started to be operational around June. So we had our 1-year anniversary last month, but we are still giving away. So through the expansion through Betika, we have started a new program called Betika and a Community. So this is a program where we would like, to interact with the community, where we give back to the community, not just for us as a company to make our money, but no, to also give back, whatever we make, to also give back. We are a different betting company. It's so innovative, so nice. If you go to our website, you will see that it's very easy to use Betika. We are giving back to the community. These 4 bikes, these are not the only 4 bikes that we are giving out. We are giving out another 4 bikes. In total, there are 8 bikes that we are giving out. So, to anybody that wants to win a bike, you want to start a business, you want, to be delivering, and this, you are thinking of buying a motorbike, you do not need to waste a lot of money. All you need to do is just play Aviator with Betika, and you will stand a chance to win these great prizes.
To top it up, I was the first one to win 1,000 KWACHA when you started our promotion.
You see, there you heard it. You heard it here first. Okay, so what do you want to tell? I think people are watching us right now and they don't believe. Is this true? What can you tell them? What words can you tell them? What advice can you give them?
This is very true. It's very real. And I can encourage everyone out there watching who is doubting to give it a try. People who are winning the 1,000 KWACHAs every day, it's true, people are winning. As you can see for yourself, I'm actually a bike lord.
We've come to the end of our news tonight, but before we go, the headlines once again. Marketeers lose more than 3.5 million KWACHA in empowerment scheme. Government to announce new investor in MOPANI copper mine. 2 police officers and 5 others get life in prison for aggravated robbery. In international news, Guatemala presidential election to go ahead in August 20th, and the vote to go ahead. And in sports news, chess discipline enters prisons. Our comment verse of the day is coming from the book of Zechariah 2 verse 11. Many nations will be joined with the Lord in that day and will become my people. I will live among you, and you will know that the Lord Almighty has sent me to you. Thank you for watching Camnet Television Main News. I'm Jeffrey Ziambo. Bye-bye.